Good morning. This is Pastor Jeff, and these are our readings for Friday, July 22nd, 2022. We're once again looking forward to what's happening on Sunday, and we're continuing our stories. So today, our psalm reading once again is Psalm 138. Our Old Testament reading is in Esther chapter 3, verses 7 through 15, and then our New Testament reading is Acts chapter 2, verses 22 through 36. Let us listen in to the scriptures for the day. Psalm 138. Thank you. Everything in me says thank you. Angels listen as I sing my thanks. I kneel and worship facing your holy temple and say it again. Thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your faithfulness. Most holy is your name. Most holy is your word. The moment I called out, you stepped in. You made my life large with strength. When they hear what you have to say, God, all earth's kings will say thank you. They'll sing of what you've done, how great the glory of God. And here's why. God, high above, sees far below. No matter the distance, he knows everything about us. When I walk into the thick of trouble, keep me alive in the angry turmoil. With one hand, strike my foes. With your other hand, save me. Finish what you started in me, God. Your love is eternal. Don't quit on me now. Our Old Testament reading continues our story in Esther chapter 3, verses 7 through 15. In the first month, the month of Nisan, of the 12th year of Xerxes, the pur, that is, the lot, was cast under Haman's charge, to determine the propitious day and month. The lot turned up on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar. Haman then spoke with King Xerxes. There is an odd set of people scattered throughout the province of your kingdom who don't fit in. Their customs and ways are different from those of everybody else. Worse, they disregard the king's law. They're an affront. The king shouldn't put up with them. If it pleases the king, let orders be given that they be destroyed. I'll pay for it myself. I'll deposit 375 tons of silver in the royal bank to finance the operation. The king slipped his signet ring from his hand and gave it to Haman, son of Hammedatha of Agagite, the arch enemy of the Jews. Go ahead, the king said to Haman. It's your money. Do whatever you want with those people. The king's secretaries were brought in on the 13th day of the first month. The orders were written out word for word as Haman had addressed them to the king's satraps, the governors of every province, and the officials of every people. They were written in the script of each province and the language of each people, in the name of King Xerxes, and sealed with the royal signet ring. Bulletins were sent out by the couriers to all of the king's province, with orders to massacre, kill, and eliminate all the Jews, youngsters and old men, women and babies, on a single day. The 13th day of the 12th month, the month Adar, and to plunder their goods. Copies of the bulletin were to be posted in each province, publicly available to all people to get them ready for that day. At the king's command, the couriers took off. The order was also posted in the palace complex of Susa. The king and Haman sat back and had a drink, while the city of Susa reeled from the news. Our New Testament reading comes from the book of Acts, chapter 2, verses 22 through 36. Fellow Israelites, listen carefully to these words. Jesus the Nazarene, a man thoroughly accredited by God to you. The miracles and the wonders and signs that God did through him are common knowledge. This Jesus, following the deliberate and well thought out plan of God, was betrayed by men who took the law into their own hands and was handed over to you. And you pinned him on a cross and killed him. But God untied the death ropes and raised him up. Death was no match for him. David said it all. I saw God before me all the time. Nothing can shake me. He's right by my side. I'm glad I'm from the inside out, ecstatic. I've pitched my tent in the land of hope. I know you'll never dump me into Hades. I'll never even smell the stench of death. You've got my feet on the life path, with your face shining, sun joy all around. Dear friends, let me be completely frank with you. Our ancestor's David is dead and buried. His tomb is in plain sight today. But being also a prophet, and knowing that God had solemnly sworn that a descendant of his would rule this kingdom, seeing far ahead, he talked of the resurrection and the Messiah. No trips to Hades, no stench of death. This Jesus, God raised up, and every one of us here is a witness to it. Then raised to the heights, at the right hand of God, and receiving the promise of the Holy Spirit from God, he poured out the Spirit he had just received. This is what you see and hear. For David himself did not ascend to heaven, but he did say, God said to my master, sit at my right hand until I make enemies a stool for resting your feet. All Israel, then, know this. There's no longer room for doubt. God made him master and Messiah. This Jesus, whom you killed on a cross. And here ends our readings for the day.